Last time, 23 million people signed a petition to have Argentina removed from the World Cup. That video did so well, I had over 1,500 comments giving me 7 more crimes of Argentina at the World Cup. So I went all the way back to the 60s, all the way to 2026 to bring you guys more traumatic experiences from teams at the World Cup in the hands of Argentina 7 more times. Last time I ranked 7, 1978 to 2026. The holy water, the 5 penalties, the red card that never came, the hand of God. And I told you at the end, if this board is missing a crime, tell me and I've got you. So here it is, 7 new files, 1966 all the way to 2026. Every single one of them came out of that comments section. And number 1 on this board is different from anything on the last one, because every crime in the first video, FIFA looked at and did nothing. Number 1 on this board is the only one they actually punished, convicted, sentenced, and sent home. And it's the same man who was number 1 last time. Here's the other thing I found out. 3 separate rules in the sport you watch every week exist because of what Argentina did in one of these 7 matches. I'll tell you which 3 they are at the end. So, just like last time, the rules. I am not accusing anybody of being a criminal here. Everything on this board is an absolute fact or was said by somebody on the pitch themselves. 7 folders, 6 decades, 1 country, 7 crimes. Let's get into it. File number 7. 25th of June, 1978, Buenos Aires, the World Cup final. The Netherlands walk out. They stand there 5 minutes in a World Cup final in front of 71,000 people screaming. Argentina simply do not come out of the tunnel. Then they come out, and before a ball is kicked, the Argentina captain calls the referee over and points at a Dutch player's arms. Plaster cast on his forearm. He'd worn it in every single match of the tournament. FIFA had passed it. Nobody had said one word about it. Suddenly, in the final, it's dangerous. Holland threatened to walk off the pitch in the final. The Italian referee thinks about it and rules that Van de Kerkhoff has to go and put another layer of bandage on it. That was the solution. That was the danger. 1 more layer of bandage. Argentina won 3-1 and Holland refused to attend the ceremony afterwards. No podium, no runners-up photographs. They got on the plane immediately. Now, is a delayed kickoff a crime? No, it's gamesmanship. That's why it's number 7. File 6 isn't gamesmanship. File 6 is a spreadsheet. File number 6. A lot of you said the same thing in different words. They didn't play anybody. So I stopped guessing and I went and got FIFA's own ranking table from before the tournament. Here is every team Argentina played in order on the way to the semi-final of the 2026 World Cup. Algeria, ranked 29th in the world. Austria, 21st. Jordan, 68th, playing in their first ever World Cup. Round of 32, Cape Verde, 63rd, also their first ever World Cup. Round of 16, Egypt, 26th. Quarterfinal, Switzerland, 18th. 6 matches, 6 opponents, none of them ranked inside the top 17 teams on the planet. The reigning world champions went 5 rounds deep into a World Cup without meeting a single top 17 side. The first genuinely elite team they played was England in the semi-final. And 3 of those 6 were African nations: Algeria, Cape Verde, Egypt. All 3 of them before the quarterfinal even started. It's almost like Argentina were playing the AFCON when everyone else was playing the World Cup. The best team Argentina beat before the last 4 was Switzerland, and they needed extra time and a red card to do it. 2026 was the only one where the road was so soft that the moment they finally met a top 2 team in the final, they had 0 shots on target. 0 in a World Cup final. That almost shows they did not deserve to be there. An easy road isn't cheating. It's luck, maybe. But file 5 is what happens when 84,000 people are looking at the same television screen at the same time, and the referee is the only person in the building who doesn't see it. File number 5. 27th of June, 2010. Soccer City, Johannesburg. Round of 16. Argentina against Mexico. 26th minute. Messi chips it. Tevez heads it in. Tevez is yards offside. Not inches. Yards. The goal is given. And then something happens that has never happened at a World Cup before since. The stadium's giant screen plays the replay. 84,377 people watch the mistake happen a second time in slow motion on a screen the size of a house. The Mexico players see it too from the field. The Mexico bench sees it. The referee's own crowd sees it, and the goal still stands. It got worse. There was a confrontation behind the Mexico's bench at halftime. Argentina scored again. Tevez scored again. 3-1 now. Here's the part that belongs on this board, and it isn't the goal. Referees miss offsides. That's football. It's what FIFA did next. A FIFA spokesman went in front of the world's press and called it, and these are his words, a clear mistake. He wasn't talking about the goal. He was talking about the screen. The mistake, according to FIFA, was showing the replay of the offside goal. And within days of the policy changed, close calls would no longer be replayed on stadium screens at a World Cup. How the hell is that the solution they came to? The referee, Roberto Rossetti, didn't officiate again at a World Cup. Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, apologized to the Mexican Federation. An apology to a federation is not a goal. And Tevez himself has since said he knew he was offside. So there's a pattern of Argentina players admitting to their crimes afterwards and laughing about it. Case closed. That's rulebook rewrite number 1. Remember that. We're counting. File 4 is the only World Cup final in history where a team finished with 9 men. File number 4. 8th of July, 1990. Rome. The World Cup final. Argentina against West Germany. Argentina arrived at the final having scored 5 goals in the entire tournament. 5 in 6 games. They'd beaten Brazil with the holy water. That was file 7 in the last video. They'd beaten Yugoslavia and Italy on penalties. They went into the final of the World Cup with 4 players already suspended. 65th minute, Pedro Monzon goes through Jürgen Klinsmann. Straight red. That is the first red card in the history of a World Cup final. 14 finals had been played before that day. Not one player had ever been sent off in any of them. None. 87th minute, De Zotti. Second red card. Argentina finished the World Cup final with 9 men on the pitch. That has still never happened again. And the referee, Edgar Codesal, said years afterwards, his words, not mine, that he could have sent Maradona off before the game even kicked off. Here's what came out of the tournament. Italia 90 was negative. So cynical, so full of stopping the game rather than playing it, that the sports lawmakers went away and changed the rules of football itself. The back pass to the goalkeeper was outlawed. 3 points for a win instead of 2, so that trying to win paid more than trying not to lose. Argentina were not the only reason, but they were the poster child on the wall. The team that reached a World Cup final with 5 goals and left it with 9 men, that's rulebook rewrite number 2. Keep counting. File 3 is the one most of you asked for, by name. File number 3. 9th of December, 2022. Lusail Stadium, quarterfinal. Argentina versus Netherlands. Argentina go 2-0 up and pull it back to 2-2 in the last 10 minutes. It goes to penalties. Argentina win the shootout. That's the football. Here's the record. 18 yellow cards. 18 in one match. That is not a World Cup record. That is a record for any tournament in FIFA history, in any competition ever. Messi was booked, Scaloni, the manager, was booked, Argentina's substitutes came onto the pitch while the game was still going on and they were booked, and then FIFA did something they did not do for any of the 7 cases in my last video. They opened a disciplinary case. The Dutch Federation was charged under one article, Article 12. Misconduct of players and officials. Argentina were charged under 2, Article 12 and Article 16, order and security at matches. That's not my ranking, that's FIFA's paperwork. File number 2. A lot of you told me there was a bad game in the 60s that I missed, and you were right. It's a terrible game in the 60s. It might be the single most important match in the history of football's rulebooks. 23rd of July, 1966, Wembley, quarterfinal, England versus Argentina. The referee is West German, Rudolf Kreitlin. He speaks no Spanish. The Argentina captain, Antonio Ratin, speaks no German. Inside half an hour, Kreitlin has written down 4 Argentine names. Then he sends Ratin off. The offense, as recorded, is not a tackle. It's what he called the violence of the tongue. Ratin has no idea what he's been sent off for, because nobody in the stadium can explain it to him. So he refuses to go. A World Cup quarterfinal, 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium at a home World Cup, and the game simply stops. Minutes go by. Eventually the police walk him off. And on the way out, he sits down on the red carpet that had been laid for the Queen. England win 1-0. And then it really goes. The referee's shirt is torn. He is escorted off the pitch by police. A FIFA vice president, Harry Cavan, is spat at. Ferrero gets 3 matches. Onega gets 3 matches. Ratin is banned for 4 internationals. The England manager stops his own players swapping shirts, and then goes into a press conference and calls the opposition, his words, not mine, animals. Now, what did FIFA actually do about it? They fined the Argentine Football Association $150. $150. And here's the thing, that wasn't leniency. That was the maximum. That was the absolute ceiling of what FIFA's own statutes allowed them to fine a federation in 1966. They also threatened to throw Argentina out of the 1970 World Cup, and then didn't. But somebody was watching that match from the stands. An English official called Ken Aston, and he could not stop thinking about one thing. A man was sent off in a World Cup quarterfinal and did not know anything about it, because nobody in the stadium spoke his language. So Aston went away and invented a system. Yellow for a warning, red for you're gone. Traffic lights, no language required. And that's how the yellow and the red card came into existence. First used at the World Cup in 1970, every red card you have ever seen, everyone in every league on every continent, exists because of this Argentina game. That's rulebook rewrite number 3. And that's the counting done. One last thing on this file, and I want to say it properly. Antonio Ratin died in July this year, aged 89, days before Argentina played England in the semi-final of the 2026 World Cup. 60 years after the match that made his name. Whatever you think about that afternoon, that's a hell of a piece of timing. File number 1. Every crime on the last board, FIFA looked at and walked past. The holy water, no investigation. The 5 penalties, nothing. The hand of God, that goal still counts today. This one is different. This is the one where they actually did something. Charged, convicted, removed from the tournament mid World Cup. And it's him again. 25th of June, 1994, USA. Argentina beat Nigeria 2-1. Maradona is 33. He's playing his 4th World Cup and he's been extraordinary. A goal against Greece, an assist, and that celebration. Screaming straight down the barrel of the camera. After the Nigeria game, his name comes out of the hat for a random drug test. 5 days later, FIFA announced the result. The sample is positive. Positive for ephedrine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct. You can tell I don't do drugs. What the hell is ephedrine? Maradona took it though. A stimulant. Banned. But it isn't one ephedrine. It's 5. 5 separate variants of the same banned substance in one sample. And a member of FIFA's own executive committee, Dr. Mikel Dahoud, stood in front of the world's press in Texas and said the thing that turned this from an accident into a case, no single medicine contains all 5. His word for what that meant was cocktail of drugs taken by Maradona. He was thrown out of the World Cup, banned for 15 months from playing football. That Nigeria game was his 91st cap and his last. Argentina lost their next match 2-0 to Bulgaria and went out to Romania in the round of 16. And that's why this is number 1. Not because it's the most shocking. The hand of God is more famous. The Peru game is darker. It's number 1 because it is the only case on either of these boards where the governing body of the world football looked at Argentina, opened the file, reached a verdict, and enforced it once in 60 years. And it took a cocktail of drugs. The verdict. So there's 3 rules I said I'll tell you. So here they are. 1966. A man is sent off and can't be told why. Football invents the yellow and the red card. 1990. A team reaches the World Cup final having scored only 5 goals and finishes it with 9 men. The lawmakers outlaw the back pass and change a win from 2 points to 3, so that trying to win pays more than trying not to lose. 2010, 84,000 people watch a wrong goal twice on a stadium screen. FIFA's fix is to stop showing you the screen. 3 rules, 1 country, and every single time the rule changed and the results didn't. Argentina kept the 1966 defeat, kept the 1990 final, kept the 2010 win. Football rewrote itself around what happened, and not one scoreline moved a single inch. Your turn. Same as last time, but I want a number. Tell me which one is the most outrageous case on this list. And as always, leave me a comment in the comment sections if I missed any other cases, and I sure will make a video for you. Thank you. Like and subscribe and hit the hype button. There's a hype button. I just found out about this. So after you like a video, you can hype it, and it really helps the video. So thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers already, which is amazing. And yeah, I'll catch you later when we do another investigation. Take care. Case closed.